Risky, who went on after the Cubs game, Mullion Hall this morning.
Whoop.
The calls we've... What?
No, it's Chuck.
Okay.
No, it's Chuck.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
checking it out for you.
No.
Checking it.
Involuntary reaction. I'm sorry.
And the calls that we've taken here today is that this dude understood his place in the pantheon of the Cubs and understood who he was and understood what he meant to Cubs fans and always gave them his time, his attention, his effort every time he crossed paths with a Cubs fan. And Grody, you know, and this isn't a knock on anybody, you know from covering pro sports for so long that not every player, not every coach, not every icon is like that. And it's hard to be like that. You're pulled in a million different directions. A lot of people want your time and attention and this and that. It's hard to be that. And Ryno really went out of his way to make sure these moments were good, positive, memorable moments for fans that they could take with them and remember him in the way that he really wanted to be remembered as a player and as a man.
What's crazy, though, is it actually took Ryne Sandberg a while to embrace that part of his personality. Now, I was just a kid, 10, 11, 12 years old when I was watching Ryne Sandberg. So that was the perspective I had in watching him as just this superhero of a player, but talking to people who covered him and just paying attention to broadcasts. I was obsessed with sports and the Cubs, so I took everything in. What I was able to discern, even as a child, is that he wasn't Mr. Personality, that he was quiet. And you'd hear things like, you'd even hear stuff as I got older, and even like when I was in my 20s, standoffish. And maybe that would even come off to some degree as a criticism, I think. But then in his post-career, he started to open up and embrace the popularity that he had, because he was a superstar. He got the biggest cheer every time he came up to the plate in Chicago, and he was just so gentle and well-mannered about it. But I think that something, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what clicked in him, but at some point in time, he decided that he was going to have a relationship with the fans, which I just don't think he had. It was one way. It was one way. It was those fans worshiping Ryne Sandberg. And I think for whatever reason, for whatever good, great reason it was, he decided to embrace his fame and play along and be genuine about it. And in relative terms, guys, that's a new revelation for Ryne Sandberg.
I think there's been clues dropped as to why that transformation was able to take place. Because I think when this man played baseball, he was about that baseball life. That meant he was locked in, and anything that was not a part of him being good, great, Hall of Fame level at his job was a distraction. So don't get caught up in all the extra stuff. We heard, I think it was Bruce Levine talking about how he was told to come back at 9:30 in the morning if you want to interview. I'm too close to the game. I can't do this right now. I can't grant you this interview right now because I'm locked into what I'm doing.
Right.
And so I